He says I'm too loud. So
I probably had us starting on second late anyway. Jim, there's buttons that were clicked off, and I'm getting them on, and Jim's going to be mad.
Is it maxed? Am I maxed out on the headphone
We're
power?
not maxed out, but we're here now, and it's all
good. Is that good? Is that better?
Yeah.
Does that blow you out? Am I okay?
No, you're good. It's all good there.
All right. Thank you. So
Jim's going to be texting here in a second, though. I think I missed a button or something. He'll be mad.
There is a checklist, yes. My boys.
He didn't leave the checklist, though.
No. Horace is gone, taking some days off, and so we've put the USS Tom Taylor Show into the hands of 220, and he's going to run it as best he can until Horace returns on Monday. National Football League, and our show being brought to you by today, the Bracken Asphalt Maintenance, Wells Fargo, Vito's, quiz show coming up here in about 29 minutes or so. Bays Mountain Park, Max Medicine Mart, Cherokee Barbershop, Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance, also by Book Lovers Warehouse in Johnson City, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, and by American Import and Auto Repair, and more coming. So we're very excited about that. And we also will tell you now, getting the bugs worked out, but we're going to be giving you a chance to win tickets to go to, we're at, 39 days to the Food City 500, and we've got some tickets we'll be giving away, and we'll let you know how you can get qualified to win those very, very soon to go to the Xfinity 300 on that Saturday, April the 18th, and, of course, Bush Beans Pole Day on the, 17th of April. 18th is the Xfinity race on that Saturday. Of course, on the 19th, Carl Edwards back to defend his crown, the winner of the Food City 500. So we're going to give you a chance to get qualified to win some tickets, and that's pretty cool. And we're very excited about that and very appreciative of the folks at Bristol Motor Speedway to say we want to be a part of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Coming up, we have Ned Smith, the head basketball coach of the Hampton Bulldogs. He'll join us by phone. They're heading down to play Thursday, a very, very formidable opponent, Union City at 31-3. We'll talk to him. Also later on the show, Frank Lepp from the Kingsport Convention and Visitors Bureau. They got a big event coming this weekend, AAU Wrestling, or as they say back home, Wrestling. That's coming, and to be this weekend at Dobbins Minute in Kingsport. We'll talk to Frank about that. And also a young man who's taking a basketball team to the NAIA National Tournament. Very proud and pleased to tell you that Bill Robinson, the head coach of the Milligan men's basketball team, will be joining us by phone in the 2 o'clock hour, in our second hour of the show. So all that coming up. Plus, we got 220 talking a lot of football. Our verse of the day, as we unashamedly dedicate this show to the man who hung on the cross for us, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Here's the verse to start our show, Psalms 46, 1, 2, 3. I am your refuge and your strength. Even though the earth gives way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, do not fear. Hey, hey, I'm an ever-present help in trouble. Who else can say that? I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. I'm an ever-present help in trouble. Again, that's Psalms 46, verses 1, 2, and 3. That is our verse, or verses in this case, verses of the day here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So, again, we appreciate you and being with us. Good afternoon, 220. How are you?
I am doing very well. Now that everything's up and going properly, I'm much better.
Horace says to boost overall volume. So here we go. All right. Let's see what else has he told us here. This is I'm going to age. He's maxed out on phone and car radio. Jim says to boost overall volume. Horace says he's maxed out on phone and car radio. What does that mean? I have no clue.
I don't know. I mean, it's it feels. I'm cranking those pretty hard.
I'm nervous now. I am officially nervous.
Yeah,
Horace is out there lurking in the shadows. He and Mrs. V, and so now. You think we're better? So I'm a bundle of nerves. This is going to be the longest 4 days of my life until he gets back in here.
See, here's the thing. I mean, he's probably on some bus. I mean, with a senior citizen tour out there, and
he's like this.
He can't hear it. He's like,
he's going,
shh,
Mrs. V, shh, I can't hear. Yeah.
Miss Smith sitting up 2 seats ahead of him. She can't hear anyway, and she's yelling every word.
Do you have the crossword puzzle, Mr. Jim?
Let me tell you about my grandbaby.
Yeah. So
he's like, shut your pie hole. I'm trying to hear Tom Taylor, the Tom Taylor.
Oh. So anyway, we've already gotten instructions. It's still blinking again there. Oh boy. Apester says, you sound normal over here. Thank you, Apester. I love you. I went to the home show Friday night and got the best hug in the world. I mean, I went to the Bracken Paving booth. She says, we sound normal over here. So Horace on the senior tour bus heading to wherever he's going. Uh,
Hey, he's going to support Daniel Norris, and
There you go.
that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
The man who lives in a van down by a Walmart
There
for
you
all
go.
the Saturday Night Live people and the late Chris Farley. That's
Cooks on a common stove. There you go.
It would make me nervous. If
It would
I
make
was
me
him,
too.
it would make me a nervous wreck that they're publicizing that. I mean, I think it's funny that the dude, had a $2 million signing bonus, and people are handing him crumpled up dollar bills.
Praying
I think
for
he's
him
homeless.
because he's homeless.
Well, anybody can use prayer. I mean, so I'm not going to do that. Call me, pray for me, come by. I need it. But
Bring us crumpled
Yeah.
dollar bills. There you go.
I mean, but it's funny that the dude's a millionaire. And he makes a choice, but it would just make me nervous in today's society to have
Sure.
somebody publicize that I'm parked at a Walmart, sleeping in a van down by the river, kind of stuff, and it's this whole thing. So anyway,
I would agree with you 100%. But
but he killed it the other day. What was it you said? 1 1/3, and he was killing it, doing a great job.
he pitched yesterday, had a surprise start. He was not supposed to go, I don't think, and so they put him in yesterday and let him start, and he went 2 innings. Not a good start. He gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked the batter, struck out 3 in 2 innings, and had a wild pitch. But in his defense, I think somebody couldn't go, so they bumped him up and said, "I want you to start on Monday against the Tigers," and he did, and didn't have a real good outing. Excuse me, but we'll hope for the best for him coming up again. I think he's got another turn later this week. If Horace goes down to see him pitch
And
he doesn't pitch, we're going to hear all about that. So.
It's the curse.
It's the curse.
It's the vault curse.
All right, let's talk a little NFL football. The draft, or rather the free agency cranks up, 4 o'clock today, Eastern Standard Time? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so already some movement. What do you make of this? Frank Gore leaves the 49ers, which is Horace's team, heading to Philly, and then all of a sudden says, we're not going to Philly. Now we're going to go play for the Indianapolis Colts. What do you think about that?
I think it's awesome because I'm a Cowboys fan and I need the Eagles to be as bad as they can be. But, it's just – I was talking with a friend of mine this morning just about basketball, and, players just shift and trade and go and do so much anymore. There's not a real loyalty or camaraderie with any particular team. It's all about the bottom line. And, he apparently had uneasy feelings is really the word they'd use. He was nervous and uneasy about going to the Eagles, and he's a grown man that's paid his dues. I can't imagine what he's nervous about. It's not like all of a sudden the quarterback's going to make him carry his bags around the the hotel room or something. But he feels better about Indianapolis, and I'm going to be honest, I don't blame him. I think the Eagles are still a couple steps away from being a Super Bowl team, and Indianapolis, for all intents and purposes, if they'd have had him, might have been there this year.
You kind of hurt me before we went on the air and I can tell you when it was, about 20 till. We're sitting over here, and we're talking about the NFL free agency, and I said, well, maybe Gore will leave. He's not going to the Eagles, and it had not been announced where he was going to that point. I said, maybe we'll go to the Raiders. You said, what's he smoking? Then I said, well,
what's he smoking,
what about Andre Johnson? You said, what's he smoking? He's going to the Seahawks. I said, well, but the Raiders want him. He said, but what are you smoking, Dob? He's going to the Seahawks. And I said, well, what about Sue? He said, well, he went to the Dolphins over the weekend. He's not going to go to the Raiders. Horace told me that over the weekend. So tell me what is wrong with – they got all this money sitting out there. Why do these guys not want to go to the Raiders?
That is the one thing that's interesting is that it kind of goes against the exact statement I just made that guys are chasing the dollar because a team who has dollars to give –
$64 million.
The team's just in shambles. And I think at the end of the day – I am not a Raiders fan, by the way. I loved Marcus Allen. Tecmo Bowl back in the day, the original NES.
They're in shambles.
Playing with Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen was awesome. But the team – the team's not good. It's just the bottom line.
Wait a minute. Let's get these adjectives down here. Shambles and not good. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, I was anyway, they're just not good. I don't think that people are going to be looking to make that move and head that way and do it. They were 3-13 last year. They were not the worst team in the NFL, but
shambles and not good. That's my friend over here, 220.
They were the 4th worst team in the NFL last year, and they're not showing any hope of
Wait a minute.
recovering.
No hope. All right, so this is good stuff over here. I'm going to burn everything. I got here. You may just go ahead and take scissors and cut this up, throw this away.
Oh,
I got Raiders toboggans. I got Raiders trash cans.
We've got a flat Raiders football in our backyard if you want it. We found it under. Literally, we moved in. We found it under a brush pile, and so the boys kick it around occasionally and do something with it. But I think there's some of these teams. It's just like the Demaryius Thomas going to, for all intents and purposes, seems to be going to Jacksonville Jaguars. And I don't understand these guys that have, I mean, it's all about the dollar. So he's leaving a really good Broncos team and going out and going to play for a team that, Jacksonville, it was 3-13 last year, same record as your Raiders. And they just aren't good.
Captain Drew just sent me a text that sounds good. So apparently Horace is a little fuzzy on that bus, a little scratchy on the Walkman or whatever he's listening. It could be Walkman.
It's that truck he's got. It's not a quality vehicle.
Oh, Snow White. Yeah, it ain't doing so hot going down the road.
Cheap phone.
Cheap
truck.
Well, you're going to hear about that.
I'm waiting for him to text me and he won't do it.
He's scared.
I'm trying to bait him.
Now, our boy Wyman is back off of vacation. He's a huge Bears fan, so he called in a couple of weeks ago and was all over Jay Cutler. Well, guess what? Apparently he's going to be the man. They've decided Cutler is the quarterback for 2015. Now, check out this. Whoever cut this deal for Cutler, the Bears got to be complete morons to do this kind of contract. He's getting $15.5 million. He is getting an additional $10 million guaranteed for injury. Guaranteed for injury for 2016 if he's on the roster as of 4 o'clock on Thursday, which is
2 hours and 49 minutes. Oh, Thursday, not today. Not 4 o'clock today, 4 o'clock Thursday. Okay.
So if he makes it to Thursday on their roster as of 4 o'clock Thursday, he is guaranteed an additional $10 million guaranteed for injury on 2016. Well, this is 15. Plus, he was by Wyman's own admission, and another Bear fan, Jeff Ward, there at Max Medizamart, said, this guy just didn't get it done. Well, apparently they have settled on Cutler to be their quarterback for 2015. Now, Brian Hoyer leaves the Browns. Yesterday we reported he was talking about either going to the Texans or the Jets. He's going to go to the Texans. Now, they just re-signed Ryan Mallett for a 2-year deal for $7 million. Why, if you're Brian Hoyer, I guess you got to go somewhere, I suppose, but why would you go somewhere where they just see Mallett played at Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken.
You're correct.
And was a pretty good college quarterback. Why would they re-sign? Why would he go there if they re-sign Mallett? Why would you not pick another team that needed a little bit more help? Because now, he immediately walks in, signs a contract. He's going to get a good paycheck, but he's not guaranteed to be a starter. He's going to have to earn his way in, and I would think you'd go where your chances are a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't make a lot of sense unless there's something going on behind the scenes that we're unaware of. And the Bears were 5-11 last year. Didn't have, of course, a season that their fans would expect or want them to have. The Texans were 9-7, and Mallett played most of the year. They finished second, right, behind the Colts, 2 games behind the Colts there. And I don't. They were just a spot out of the, 1 game out of the playoffs. The Houston seems to have something really good going on. They've gotten rid of Johnson. They don't. That just doesn't make a lot of sense for Hoyer to go there, and it doesn't make sense for the Bears because Cutler's not doing anything at all. That I am on it today, man. I am just not a fan. My Cowboys are killing me. I'm in mourning over here almost. But I
just got another text. Hold that thought. Horace says you've now crossed the line. We start talking about his truck. We can talk about his dog, his boat.
You were not talking about Tebow.
But when you talk about Snow White, we've crossed the line. So there you have it. Again, we're at the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're just having fun, talking a little sports, on the NFL. So I interrupted your train of thought. Go ahead.
No. I just think that, Brian Hoyer, it seems like there are not. This is a really bad quarterback year when it comes to free agency. There are no quarterbacks that's coming through here. Hoyer being the exception just about of somebody who can really maybe go to a team and be a difference maker. He played great for Cleveland last year. They have Manziel on the brain, and it is going to bite him, I think, this year. I don't feel like that he's got the processing speed. I heard Cowherd say, talking about Russell Wilson, just that he's like great post snap. Like he's great once the ball gets into his hands of making some decisions, except for Super Bowl and that last pass. But Manziel doesn't have good pre-snap, and he doesn't have good post-snap decisions right now, and that pretty much seems to be everything that happens in a quarterback's life is pre-snap, post-snap, and we've seen, unless he's changed, his work ethic isn't there. Hoyer had a shot with leading that team and doing well, and I feel like that they didn't have the best pieces around him. Their best receiver was drafted just like Manziel, and ended up being a worse problem than Manziel was. And so, here you've got – it makes sense that Houston wants him to come in because it's a fantastic backup. But if I was the Bears and if I was Hoyer and I wanted a shot to play, You don't always get to be Tom Brady backing up. How can I go blank on his name all of a sudden? Being the backup and all of a sudden just going down. Somehow text us the name here in a minute, but it's
backup for who?
In New England. Tom Brady was the backup, and the quarterback went down. He got to go in, and all of a sudden he was a rock star. The guy never started another down for the Patriots again. Tom Brady became the rock star back in the day. I mean, Brett Favre. I mean, some of these guys go in as backups and stuff like that, and you don't always get that chance. And Hoyer maybe banking on that seems a little tough. Cutler, I feel like the Bears could save $25 million, pay Hoyer a lot less, and
bring him over.
Yeah.
Cowboys, again, one more story before we switch to some local sports. Again, a no-no thrown yesterday, day one of the high school baseball season. Also, we have a no-hitter tossed in softball yesterday locally. We'll tell you all about that. And another guy who had a heck of a game didn't throw a no-hitter, but this kid, we'll give you his name here in a minute, and you'll want to remember this kid's name. He is the deal. I don't know if he's on the same plateau as Daniel Norris, which is kind of the barometer now for baseball players around here, but this kid can sling it. Called one of his games last year. He is the deal. We'll tell you about him coming up here in a few minutes. And also, if you're a Red Sox fan, got some news coming out of Beantown about the Sox. One more NFL note, Dallas Cowboys, your beloved team. I would never come on and say they're in shambles, they're not good, and they have no hope. Even if they did, I would never do that. Cowboys and DeMarco Murray have at least spoken after going a few weeks without communication. You're not real confident that he's going to come back and wear that star on his helmet, right?
No, I'm not. I don't know that he's going to make that choice now. It seems like once feelings get hurt, I think it's sometimes hard to do. It's rumored that he went in and stripped his social media pages of all things Cowboys, took the star off of everything that was there. So
how'd he get his feelings hurt?
Well, I mean, you've got Maurice Jones. You got a couple of running backs who are getting these $16 million contracts right now, and here's the guy that was the leading rusher in the NFL last year, who literally at times when Romo was hurt and receivers were hurt, Dez went down for a while. The team was 12-4, and the man was averaging almost 200 yards a game. I mean, it's ridiculous of how good he was through a stretch of time there. And now all of a sudden they're stepping back and going, I'm used to it with baseball. My Braves, we don't pay anybody except B.J. Upton, and it bit us hard when we did that. But Dallas is known for paying guys big dollars. I mean, that's kind of what Jerry Jones does. I mean, he pays people. Why would you not take a running back who fits in a system? You're keeping the majority of your offense together. You've got Dez Bryant, you've got Romo, you've got Witten, you've got your offensive line, you've got your secondary receivers. Why not bring that backfield back and make one more run? I mean, it just seems guys age very quickly in the NFL anymore, and it just seems like a poor choice to let him totally go and just not even try.
Captain Drew comes through for us. It was Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe.
There you go. Captain Drew, bless
his
your heart.
namesake.
Thank you. There you go. Well, it could be. I don't know.
I doubt it. No.
Captain Drew saved the day for us. Thank you, my friend. All right, so we're going to keep you on top of what's going on. Things really crank up officially at 4 o'clock. And as 220 said, and he's right, it's the official start of the 2015 NFL season as we know it. Yesterday, high school baseball on the local scene. Again, Cole Casey, a no-no, threw a no-hitter one batter away from a perfect game. In high school, day one. Crockett beat Sullivan Central 14-0. Remember Cole Casey's name. This kid's tough. He's a pitcher for the Crockett Pioneers and threw a no-hitter. Day one, beat Sullivan Central 14-0. Dobbins Minute doubles up Tennessee High 18-9. South gets a win. They double up Elizabeth 8-4. Unicoi County, Brandon Garland. Remember that name. This kid's was he a freshman last year? I guess he was. He's a sophomore this year, big lefty. Ho-ho. And called a game last year, and I'm sitting behind home plate. And the curve comes, I'm not kidding you, it starts here, and it cuts 2 feet across the plate. I mean, it's nasty. And these kids were swinging up, swinging down, swinging under it, swinging over it. One old boy's up there like he's chopping wood because it's like, just make contact.
I'm a lumberjack.
I'm telling you, he was on. And so he had a big game yesterday. Garland helped Unicoi County. I think he struck out 9 as they beat Sullivan North 11-1. Happy Valley shuts out Johnson County 13-0. Today's schedule in baseball. Volunteer, of course, I think everything's kind of an asterisk with the rain we've had and more rain coming. Volunteer Dobbins Minute today. Tennessee High Crockett. Boone hosting Sullivan Central. South's home opener hosting Johnson County. Sullivan East plays at Happy Valley. And the Elizabeth and Unicoi County game's already been scrapped. We know that. And they'll play that again later on the month. Actually play it next month, April the 27th. So Elizabeth and Unicoi County definitely postponed for today. Now in softball, you had Tennessee High defeating Boone 7-6. Unaka's ladies beat Sullivan South 8-5. You had Central's ladies beating North 15-5. Sullivan East over North Green 6-2. You had Elizabethton over Hampton 16-3, and Johnson County beat Cloudland. Final there was 12-0. And I want to make sure and get this young lady's name right because she was the deal yesterday. That was Brianna Snyder, threw a no-hitter with 9 strikeouts and no walks to lead Johnson County over Cloudland. A no-hitter. This is day one. We had 2 no-hitters day one in baseball, 1 in softball. That's pretty strong for day one. And you just know all the snow. In fact, North, going back to the North baseball team, yesterday was the first day they've been out on the field. They've had everything because of the snow and their field. They've had every practice indoors. They've not been out on the field one time till yesterday, and so they got beat 11-1. Not really fair tell of the tape of this baseball team. I mean, how do you practice and get ready for a season and you've been taking ground balls off the gym floor? You've been outside one time because of the weather, and so they go out and got clocked pretty good 11-1, but they're a lot better than that. And so today the softball action, again, Albany Astric, weather permitting, of course. Crockett plays at Dobbins-Bennett. Iroquois County's ladies will host Sullivan North. Elizabethton's ladies go to Happy Valley. South Lady Rebels hosting Johnson County, and Sullivan East will play at Hampton against the Lady Bulldogs. Speaking of which, we're going to talk to the coach next half hour. Ned Smith, the head basketball coach of the Hampton boys, heading down to the state tournament. Whoo!
We saw them play at the Hardee's Classic, and, man, I tell you, that team was impressive. I mean, they were they in the third, fourth game? The third place, fourth place,
yeah.
The game for third? Man, I'm telling you, they
play hard.
They're talented, really talented,
yeah.
And that's going to be exciting to see what they can do.
That's the Lone Ranger, only team going down from Northeast Tennessee in the state tournament. They'll play Thursday afternoon against Union City. We're going to talk to Coach Smith coming up about that in a little while. Also, Frank Lepp from the Kingsport Convention and Visitors Bureau, great guy, and of course they're always doing different activities at Kingsport as far as bringing teams to town. And they have coming up the AAU Wrestling Spring Youth Nationals this Friday and Saturday at Dobbins-Bennett. And, of course, that's puts money in the coffers for the city. Plus, it brings a great brand of wrestling to town for these little people. We'll talk to him about that coming up right around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Then also in the second hour, Bill Robinson, the head coach of the Milligan men's basketball team, heading out to play, I believe it's Dakota Wesleyan, in the opening round of the NAIA basketball tournament. And we're going to catch him before they take off and head that way. And he's going to join us in the second hour of the show as well. So all that straight ahead. Plus, we got the quiz show coming up in about 6 or 7 minutes. Richard called a few minutes ago and said, "You ain't got a chance today, big guy." I said, "Really?" He said, "Nada. Not going to happen." I said, "Really?" So these people are taking this personal on this quiz show thing. So he said, "Not going to have a chance. It's not going to work." So, by the way, we're going to play for Chris Dean, and we will see how we can get Chris Dean some free food, and we'll run down all the things he can get. Before we go to the break, join our email list to get an exclusive content from the show, including a weekly rundown of guests and more. Oh, we're going to also talk to Austin Dillon. I forgot about that. The guy who won the race on Saturday, the Xfinity race, and the 33 Ream Chevrolet. We're going to talk to Austin or hear from Austin about his big win this past Saturday. We ran out of time yesterday to get him in. We're going to put him on for sure today. Anyway, join our email list to get exclusive content from the show, including a weekly rundown of guests and more. And to be added to the email, just simply email me atttaylorproductions@gmail.com, all lowercase. Again, ttaylorproductions@gmail.com. Did you tell me that Mrs. 220 was dialed into us on iTunes? Tune in?
Tune in, I think, yes.
Yeah, very good. So Mrs. 220 is with us on 220, and she loves – me and her love them, Joe. That's not good English. She and I love them Georgia Bulldogs.
You're from West Virginia and you pull for Georgia. That's probably about as good English as you can.
Well, ho! Okay. He's with us till Friday. I'm excited.
Woo.
So as we go to the break, Raiders, they're a team. They're in shambles. They're not good. Here's the best part I like, and they have no hope. We have no hope. We're just dogs. So. What, we're 3-13 last year?
3-13.
No hope.
You've made no moves.
No.
To get there.
Nobody wants to play for us. That's what you told me. It's not all these free agents go to Oakland. No, let's go around there.
Hey, Peyton, we'll pay you $100 million a year to come play for us. No, I'll take a $4 million pay cut to stay in Denver.
Oh, mercifully, let's go to the break. We'll come back. We got the quiz show coming up next here on this Tuesday get-together on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. No hope.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance, because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance, because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property?
Phone app, and of course, right now we're live at livestream.com. Again, we're in 10
The more
states,
you know, the better
across
you
the
can plan for what's
Tri-Cities, and
ahead.
also
Talk
in
to
Brazil.
Farmers and get smarter about your
As they say in Portuguese, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. We've been told had 5 folks down there listening to us. So hello to Brazil, and hello to Richard Isaacs. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you?
Good. How about you, Tom?
Just fine, sir. Are you a Raiders fan by chance?
Only for your sake, buddy.
Okay. Which team?
Only because I like you.
Thank you, sir. Which team do you follow?
I'm a Cowboys fan.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So moving right along, we took care of that. Okay. So do you think this Murray guy is going to stay at the Cowboys? You think he's going to move on?
I don't know, man. I tell you, it's iffy right now. They got to hold on to him or Dez Bryant. So we need one of them to stay, don't we?
I don't care. I mean, I guess you all do. You and 220, but yeah, I'll go along with you. Yes, you need one of them to stay. Yes, Romo's still in the fold. So, and of course, my man Jason Witten's still there. So,
oh yeah, I tell you.
All right,
he's a real deal, isn't he?
He's a real deal, a class act. I can tell you that. And so,
That's right.
We are ready to go. Tell me about Vito's. What's the special going on today?
We're going to do free kids meals today, all day.
Now, what are the options for the kids? What can they get? Chicken tenders?
Oh, they can get a slice of pizza. They can get chicken tenders and fries. They can get a bowl of spaghetti. They can get some ravioli, anything like that.
Yes. I'm about all that. So, love the spaghetti at Vito's, Main Street, Kingsport. Weather's broke, and I know there for a while it was tough because people couldn't get out, but now weather's broke and folks are coming back into the restaurant, right?
That's right. Yep. Yeah, the weather's looking good. It's nice. When the weather perks up, seems like the people perk up, don't it?
Absolutely. So kids eat free all day long again at Vito's on Main Street in Kingsport, right beside Kingsport Cabinetry, and also right beside Pappy's Motorcycles, which is a landmark in downtown Kingsport. So it's easy to find right there on Main Street. All right, time for the quiz show, brought to you by American Import and Auto Repair, also by Vito's on Main Street in Kingsport. Also, Cherokee Barbershop, and also Bays Mountain Park, all giving some nice gifts. How about some quiz show music, my friend? There you go. A little volume. I'm liking it. All right.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love that. I love the quiz show music. I love it, I love it, love it. All right, here we go. You're going to ask me. I'm playing for Chris Dean. Chris joined us and likes us on Facebook, and we thank you for that. Went to the Tom Taylor Sports Show on Facebook, and also went through TTaylorProductions@gmail.com. So Chris is in, and now he's a contestant for the quiz show. So here we go. Question number 1, my friend.
All right. You asked me who my favorite team was a while ago.
Yes, sir.
And I told you the Dallas Cowboys. Well, your first question is about the Dallas Cowboys, okay?
Okay.
The Dallas Cowboys' first win was September the 17th, 1961. I can tell you right now that's true. That's not the question right there. That it was the first game that they won. The question is, true or false, that win came against Pittsburgh Steelers. True or false?
The Dallas Cowboys' first win ever as a franchise came against the Steelers. That is false.
I'm sorry, Tom. That is true.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh. What a way to start.
Yeah, that's not a good start. I never dreamed they'd play the Steelers. All right, Chris Dean, I'm sorry, my friend. All right, question number 2. Here we go.
All right. Let's talk UT football, all right?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Remember Al Wilson?
Yes.
All right. He played on the national championship team in 1998. He went on, true or false, the next year he got a Super Bowl ring. True or false?
That is true. He played for the St. Louis Rams.
You are correct. That is true, but leave off the part about the St. Louis Rams, okay?
Oh.
Because he played for the Denver Broncos.
Well, there you go. But I did get it right. I'm 1 for 2.
You did get it right. Yeah,
all right.
That's right.
I'm struggling here. All right, here we go. Number 3.
You're good, buddy. Just hang in there. A little more UT football here, okay?
Okay.
All right. Remember Johnny Majors?
Johnny Majors, yes, sir.
Johnny Majors, true or false? Johnny Majors was runner-up for the Heisman Trophy in 1956.
That's true.
Very good.
There you go. All right, 2 for 3.
Hey, since you missed the first one, we don't get no bells or nothing.
Yeah, we got a bell. That's there. Got you a bell, so we're 2 for 3. All right?
2 for 3. All right. We got it going, don't we, buddy? All righty. Okay. You ready for another one?
Yes, sir. Number 4.
Right. More Tennessee trivia. Reggie White, famous NFL UT player also, was born in Knoxville.
Reggie White was born in Knoxville. That is false.
You are absolutely correct.
Booyah.
Snag you on that one.
Nope.
Good job. Do you know where he was born?
West Virginia.
Was he?
No, I don't know.
Chattanooga.
Nope, I didn't know that one. So Chattanooga, all right. So
Chattanooga, all righty.
so
Now,
stupid
okay, what are
Cowboys
you?
question. Yeah, number 5. Here we go.
Number 5. Okay. All right. Roy Acuff, did you realize that he was a really good baseball player?
Yes, country music singer. Okay.
All right. He had an opportunity to have a career with the New York Yankees. The question is, true or false? His career was ended due to a sunstroke. True or false?
That's true.
You are absolutely correct.
There
Good
you go.
job.
Thank you. 4 for 5. Hit the bell, please. Stupid Cowboys question. I would have won 5 for 5 for Christine, but no.
That's just another, hey, you know what? For people that don't like the Cowboys, just another reason to hate the Cowboys, right?
There you go. No,
Hey,
I like.
let me tell you this. My uncle said if the Cowboys were playing the Russians, he would root for the Russians.
That's great. That is awesome.
Oh.
Our buddy Richard, before I let you go, again, give me the hours you're open to Vito's. Again, that's kids eat free today all day long. What's the hours of Vito's?
We are open 11 a.m. till 8 p.m., Tom.
Top
And that's Monday through Thursday. Friday and Saturday we stay open till 9.
top 3 entrees right now. What's the top 3 entrees you're selling right now at Vito's?
Well, you got to have lasagna, chicken parmesan, or the baked ziti.
Which is, Horace had the chicken parm. He called it parm, the chicken parm, and I had the baked ziti when we were over there last week, and Mrs. V had the chicken parm too. So great food, love it. It's fantastic, and we certainly appreciate folks a couple of folks that I've ran into said they went over and tried it because they heard us talking about it here on the show, and we appreciate that very, very much too as well. So it's all good in Vito's land. So, Richard, I appreciate you, my friend, very, very much. Keep smiling. I'll talk to you next Tuesday, all right?
Hey, we appreciate you, Tom. It's always our pleasure. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yes, sir. Good man right there again. Hit our theme song one more time as we went 4 for 5. Did you know that question? No. No.
I did not.
Yeah, I had no clue. So
sorry, I hit the wrong theme song. My bad.
Yeah, you hit the quiz show, but
it's a growing process trying to keep up with all this.
There's 2 texts coming from Horace. There's 2.
Well,
he'll say, and he'll wear you out like he does me. Well, you didn't hit the right.
You know what I tell him? Don't go on vacation.
Stay home.
Yeah, that's
Stay right here with us.
That's an easy fix,
man. Easy fix. Get off that bus and come back and be with us. There you go. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. It's a Tuesday, March the 10th. Oh, man. So I went 4 for 5, missed the stupid Cowboys question. Now, tomorrow I got to make up. I'm going to smoke this Elvis. Tomorrow's Elvis trivia. And so last week, Apester does them. She gives them to Wyman to do them, but Apester comes up with the questions. And I'm just going to go back out on the record again and say I'm 5 for 5 tomorrow doing the Elvis trivia. Guarantee it. I'm going to play for Christine again tomorrow, and I'm going to go 5 for 5. So are you a fan of Elvis?
I like Elvis, yeah.
Now, why didn't you're sitting over there, you're a Cowboys fan, why didn't you lend any kind of support to this question? The Cowboys' first team they played, or first win, I guess they got, was against the Steelers.
I was negative 14.
I understand. You weren't around then.
And so I'm probably not as much of a geek as I should be with some of that stuff. I mean, I definitely follow the team and try and keep up. But as you can tell, I forgot Drew Bledsoe's name, who actually played for the Cowboys later in his career. And I didn't remember that, and it was a point I was trying to make. So I probably should know a couple more geeky stats at times. But, yeah.
All right. Now, let's switch to baseball for a few minutes here. We got some baseball news to tell you about. One of those is the number 1 team in Major League right now. And they went back and did this composite. In fact, they graded each team out on 5 different categories: the mobility of the team, the management, the financial picture of the team, the minor league system, and the team itself and the bigs. And on a scale of 1 to 100, the overall score is 87.3. And who do you think it was? The number 1 team, majors, minors, they graded out on finance, graded out on the team management, the team mobility. The number 1 team right now heading into the start of the Major League season.
Washington Nationals.
No.
Am I in the right division? Is it Nationals?
No. You are no hope, not good, shambles.
American League, Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, one more guess.
Man, it can't be the Yankees. Team, they have A-Rod back. Boston Red Sox.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Bing, ding, 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 ding. Good job. Red Sox. 87.3 on this grading out scale. So they got, Pablo Sandoval?
Yeah.
Got him, Sandoval, and Ramirez. I mean, these guys, they want to open up the checkbook. So based on the team itself, the minor league system, the farm system, the financial picture of the team, the management of the team, and the mobility of the team, they're now voted and rated as the number 1 team in Major League Baseball with a grid score of 87.3 out of 100. Would you agree with that? Why did you pick the Nationals? You think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with?
I mean, picking up Scherzer on top of what they already had. I mean, they picked up an ace to go with a team that already had 2 aces. I mean, they're going to be lights out, and that is not good news for a Braves fan. I loved it when the Marlins and the Nationals basically stunk every year, and it was between the Phillies, the Braves, and the Mets. And the Mets have been perennially bad the last few years. So, I was just looking at the Red Sox here a little bit. That's going to be interesting. I don't know. I'm not a huge Red Sox fan. If they didn't win a game this year, I'd be okay with that. So they go 0-162, I guess. But they're strong. They played well last year. I think they've added the right pieces. They're going to do well this year, looks like.
All right, Cliff Lee, Philly starter. All right. He's on the shelf with a big-time shoulder problem, and now he's trying to get a second opinion. I'm sorry, not his shoulder, but his left elbow. Second opinion on his left elbow. The surgery could theoretically not only end the season and put him on the shelf for the season, he's still in spring training obviously, could end his career. So if you're Cliff Lee, Do you take a chance on that take a chance on the surgery? He's waiting for a second opinion on his left elbow, but theoretically, he could be on the shelf and could end his career. So that's a pretty tough decision to make right there. This guy's, making some big bucks for the Phillies, and they're counting on him. But would you go through that, or would you take a risk on this left elbow surgery? Or would you roll the dice and say, I'm going to try and rehab and try and get it done on my own? Or do you go into the scalpel and take a chance on ruining your career or ending your career?
He's 36 years old. You don't see pitchers go a whole lot longer than that at a super, super high quality. You see some guys who stick around, but for the most part, I think by that point in time, you're moving down to the 4 or 5 spot on a roster for maybe 2 or 3 more years, and you get to that late 30 and you're kind of done. If he, ends his career, not his life, excuse me, and if he wants to pitch, I'd say go for it. It's not like he loses anything. He can't pitch if he doesn't get it. Hardly. He pitch poorly if he doesn't get it, and get a couple more years, make a few more dollars. Trying to, the Braves will pick him up, I'm sure, and give him a chance to throw. But he could. The Raiders need a quarterback. He's got a strong arm.
Wow.
Maybe he can make a run from Philly to Oakland. And so I don't know. I think you make the risk. I think you take the risk. He's salary's $25 million in 2014. Strong. He's been really, really strong. When he hasn't been hurt these last few years, I think you take the risk and you try it. Like I said, what's the worst that happens? He doesn't pitch anymore, which is what's going to happen if he doesn't have the surgery anyway.
Yeah, so I'm with you. Roll the dice. Of course, not my elbow we're talking about, but roll the dice and go for it and see what happens. Speaking of problems, Atlanta Braves left-hander Mike Minor starting the season on the DL. Inflammation in his pitching shoulder, rotator cuff. The southpaw, so he's on the shelf, had an injection in his shoulder, said he didn't know exactly what was injected. He said he didn't know. Wouldn't they tell you what you're about to have Kool-Aid or pudding put in your – what do you mean you don't know what was injected? Why would you go to a doctor and not know what they're shooting into your arm or in this case, your shoulder?
Can you say Alex Rodriguez?
It's like –
I didn't know they were giving me steroids.
This is what I'm reading this. He had an injection in his shoulder. He said he did not know exactly what was injected and won't throw for 2 weeks. Why would you go to a doctor and let anybody do anything till you don't know what they're doing? Hello? But anyway, he did, and so Minor, again, on the shelf, will not start. Will start the season on the DL for the Atlanta Braves, who won yesterday, by the way, 2-1. Redlegs, right there. Redlegs, they, in a split squad, beat the Angels 7-5. Big Albert had a couple of ribbies. Albert Pujols drove in, too. Today, Johnny Cueto is on the mound for the Reds. Also yesterday, Juan Duran, D-U-R-A-N. I would say I'd go with that with Duran. Juan Duran, a 3-run homer for the Reds in that win over the Angels. Devin Mesoraco, mild concussion, got hit on the face mask on a foul tip Saturday against the Royals. He's on the shelf for the time being with a mild concussion. And Billy Hamilton for the Reds right now with a sore shoulder. And again, the Reds today will play at Milwaukee at 4:05. And Johnny Cueto, the ace of the staff's on the mound for Cincinnati this afternoon. And again, as we told you earlier in the show, Daniel Norris had an escalated start. I think he was supposed to start a little bit later in the week, and they put him in yesterday. He threw 2 innings, young man out of Johnson City. Gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, all those earned. Walked a batter, struck out 3, and had a wild pitch in 2 innings of work. So not a real good start for Daniel Norris. The first one was pretty good, so this one not so good yesterday for the lefty out of Johnson City trying to make the roster on the big club for the Toronto Blue Jays.
What do you think about the guy for Oakland that's the switch pitcher that's in the bullpen for them right now that's doing pretty well? He's AAA with them this year right now. And what do you think?
I love it. I think it's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So now explain to folks what he's doing.
Yeah, he's got a 6-finger glove, and so literally he walks to the mound. He warms up both arms. He pitches right and left-handed, and it's weird. And when based on batters switch hit to gain advantage over a pitcher, so he walks out there and he switches gloves to throw hand. He switch arms. I don't know how else to say that.
He switch pitcher.
He switch arms. Yeah. Instead of switch hitting, he switch arms, switch throws.
Switch pitcher.
To do that to where he gets the advantage. Now, I saw something a few years ago, and I don't know if it was this guy or someone else, where a switch hitter and a switch pitcher were facing off, and they just kept switching back and forth. And I don't know that there ever was a real final answer there, but that would be interesting. You take a guy, I think, of course, being a Braves fan, I think Chipper Jones, that guy comes up, Chipper can take you yard either side of the plate. Who has to make the decision first? Who ultimately gets the final say-so of which side of the plate or which side of the mound you come from? That would be interesting to see what happens as this guy goes a little further.
Can you swing the sticks? Are you a big time hitter? Do you play ball?
I don't know. I was below average. My granddad's cousin George Kell played for the Tigers growing up and stuff like that, and so it was. It's pretty cool to have somebody with your last name on a Wheaties box. But my dad was lights out. My granddad was lights out. I was average.
There you go.
I was okay.
All right. So you do like to play? You play wiffle ball or anything in the backyard with the boys?
We play soccer. Occasionally.
Why did I ask that?
We went and dribbled shot a little basketball and dribbled some yesterday and stuff. But we play soccer.
39 years, 4 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, one of our great sponsors. 4 locations, Broad Street and Kingsport. Why'd I go down that road? I knew what the answer was. He's a soccer guy.
Golf. I love golf.
Highway 126 in Bristol, right down from Still Creek Park. Also, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics in Greenville on Justice Drive, and also Pounding Mill, Virginia on Short Street. They also offer clinics in Abington, Wytheville, Lebanon, Norton, here in Tennessee, Sevierville, Mountain City, and in North Carolina, Newland and Linville, North Carolina. One of the things they take care of and take care of a lot of patients in this area is folks that they treat thousands of people dealing with diabetics or diabetes and its effect. So through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises with diabetes, and it's an epidemic situation here in our region, particularly with little young people. Juvenile diabetes is running rampant. Diabetic footwear, shoes, and inserts, great way to prevent or probing or I should say prolonging skin. I read that wrong the other day. Let me write that a little bit better.
No probing. Let's not
probing.
Probe.
Prolonged skin breakdown and amputation. They use custom molds from patient mold inserts on their shoes. I actually make an insert of your feet, which further ensure a great recovery. And they have custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, extra depth diabetic shoes to help you. And so, as I said, they deal a lot with diabetes here in the region. Phone number, 1-800-524-4447, the number to call. 1-800-524-4447. If you need to brace it or replace it from head to toe, you know where to go. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, our buddy Will Graybill, and we appreciate him very much being with us on the show. And we're all about the good folks at Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics with 4 locations, Kingsport, Bristol, Greenville, and Pounding Mill, Virginia. Quick break. We'll come right back and check in with the head coach of the Hampton Bulldogs, Coach Ned Smith, going to the state tournament. The only team from our neck of the woods on the boys' side heading to the state tournament. They'll play Thursday afternoon. He joins us next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us in 10 states, also in the country Brazil, and right here in the Tri-Cities as well. We appreciate you very much, and want to say hello to some folks like, hello to Mike Music from Bristol, Tennessee, listens. Ken Carrico, the band director from Sullivan South, listens, and also want to send out a big hello to Tony Valk, who runs Evergreen of Johnson City. He listens to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. He's with us in the land of the Bulldogs, Coach Ned Smith and the Hampton Bulldogs. Coach, good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Hey, doing good. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming back on the show, and you're going to the big dance, the only team representing all of us in Northeast Tennessee going to the state tournament. And I know that's something I'm proud of you going, and I would assume you're proud that you're representing all of us in Murfreesboro this week.
We are. We kids and I, we're very excited to get to go down and play in the state tournament, and we hope to go down there and play real well.
How many times you've taken a team? You told me last week. Is it 5 times? Fifth? Is this your 5th time you've taken a team down?
Yeah, this will be our sixth trip down to the state tournament.
That is awesome. So it's almost becoming automatic with the Hampton Bulldogs. And tell us about your opponent. You got Union City 31-3. The Bulldogs are 28-7. How about a scouting report on Union City?
Union City's a very athletic team, quick, shoot the ball real well. They play a fast-paced game, like down the floor, and shoot the ball. 2 or 3 passes, and they're going to put it up. An extremely athletic team, really go hard to the glass.
They got a big guy in the middle, about 6'6". Is that right?
He is. Got a big kid there, 6'6" kid, controls the glass. Don't throw it into him a lot, but they shoot it and go get it. They rebound offensive boards really well.
Talking to Ned Smith, the coach of the Hampton Bulldogs, heading to the state tournament on Thursday. Coach, brag on some of your young'uns on your team that you're very proud of them, I guess the whole team, but in particular some of the kids you're very, very pleased with this year.
Stanley Valentine just playing real well right now. Kobe Jones and Cheyenne Camilo playing real well, shooting the ball real well, him and Kobe. And Stanley and Stone just controlling the boards and, getting some buckets inside. Nathan Norris and Adam McClain, they run the point and off wing, and they get the ball where it needs to be, and knock down some shots when need to be. And got some kids coming off the bench, Jared Wiltshire, and another big, just several kids that we can play. We can go 8-10 deep when we need to. Kids have good. Kids are playing real well right now. They have good chemistry, and just. We get the ball up and down the floor and get it to the open person and knock down some shots, and that's what we're hoping we can do down there.
Obviously, you just hit the nail on the head. One of the ways a team is successful off the court, they got to like each other. They got to hang around each other. They want to be their buddies and pals, and so sounds like you got good team chemistry at Hampton this year.
We do. They got good chemistry. They like each other. Do things together, and we get done with practice, some of them will stay and they'll shoot ball, or some of them will play ping pong together, and just they do a lot of things together, and I think that's one of the big success things for them.
Let's talk about your feeder program. You've been to the state tournament again. For folks who, again, tell me how many kids go to Hampton High School?
We have a little over 400 go here at the high school.
And that's 9 through 12, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So to take that number, and that's not a lot of bodies, obviously, you must have a heck of a feeder program to be going to make your 6th trip to the state tournament. So tell me the success of the feeder program at Hampton High School.
Very good. Coach Humphrey does a good job down there at Hampton Elementary, and getting us good kids, and does a lot of things that we do up here, and he's been getting them ready for years, and he does a good job there. And we get some kids from Little Milligan also. J.R. Camel, and they've sent us some good kids here in the past too. We always get such good kids from up there.
400 kids are making their 6th trip to the state tournament. Of course, folks may not remember back in 1960, go way back, the late coach Buck Van Huss took a bunch of Hampton Bulldogs. That's when they had no classification, and everybody just threw everybody's name in the hat. You just played anybody and everybody, and they brought back a state championship back in 1960 to Hampton High School, right?
They did it back in 1960.
Yep, and I remember back in the day when I did Dobbins Minute and Coach Van Huss, I called his games, and he was everything he got accomplished at DB, he was most proud of the fact he took a bunch of hillbillies out of Carter County and went down and beat everybody in the state tournament. And again, with no classification, he played schools 2 and 3 times their size, and they still won everything, brought home the state championship back in 1960. Coach, before I let you go, what's it going to take for Hampton to do the same thing this year? What's going to be the keys for you to beat Union City in this first game on Thursday?
We got to take care of the basketball. We can't turn the ball over, and we got to do a good job. We got to keep them off the glass. We got to box out. We got to limit them to one shot, and control the tempo and take care of the basketball. I think that's big keys.
Would you define your basketball team as fearless? Because I know you had an Oliver Springs team that had you on the ropes, and you battled back to beat them in a barn burner up there at Hampton. So these guys, do you feel like they'll go down and get big-eyed when we go down on that big court in Murfreesboro?
Well, we went down last year and played in the state tournament. Got a lot of kids back, so I think that'll help us. We're a lot of kids that already played down there. I don't think we'll be as nervous, and I think they'll be ready to play.
Well, I know for this show we are pulling for you 128%. I hope you get down there and kick everybody's tail and comes back with a state championship. And I'm proud the Hampton Bulldogs are representing me in the state tournament, Coach. So go get them, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. And I'll tell you what, that's awesome. Again, the head coach of the Hampton Bulldogs, Coach Ned Smith, and only team going down representing all the great basketball we had this year. Hampton at 28-7, Union City 31-3. They'll play that first quarterfinal game Thursday at 12:30 our time, and I'm hoping for a whooping and get into that state championship. People say what they want. You've been around sports. To even get there is a feat, but, a lot of teams get satisfied just getting there. This is his 6th trip. He don't want to just get there now. He wants to ratchet up and get some W's and win that thing.
Yeah, it says a lot for him as a coach and what the program's doing as well. I had a chance to be in 2 different size schools, one in middle school and then a difference in high school. And we had 96 boys try out for a 7th grade basketball team when I was in middle school, and we only had 89 people in my graduating class where I graduated high school from. And so we only, we'd have 15 boys on the team, and we'd have 16 try out. So it's something that it's very different. It's hard when you're trying to get to that level. And I know a lot of the other schools he's facing are facing that exact same thing. But some of these bigger schools are recruiting and pulling at some of these players. They'll move from these small towns to bigger schools to get a better opportunity to be seen. And it says a lot for the coaching he's doing and what they're doing over there to keep this program moving forward. It's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do this week.
400 kids. And they're going to their 6th state tournament. That speaks volumes of a town the size. And Hampton's not very big, if you've been through there. It's not very big, but they obviously play. And he gave credit and props to Coach Humphreys down in the elementary. He said, and this is a key. I hear this about Maryville all the time down at the football powerhouse on down the road. Is these kids start in a system and they're running the same plays in elementary, middle schools. When they get to high school, it's just another day at practice because they know the system in and out. And so Coach Humphreys, as he alluded to, for Hampton Elementary, is getting these kids to learn and play the same system the high schoolers play. So once Coach Smith gets them at Hampton, they're ready to go because they've been playing it for 5, 6, 7 years. The Hampton Bulldog system, proofs in the pudding. 6th trip down the state tournament for the Hampton Bulldogs. And, again, I hope they go down and kick everybody's tail and comes back with a state championship back in our neck of the woods in northeast Tennessee. It is right before the top of the hour. Before we go to the break and get ready for our next guest, Frank Lepp from the Kingsport Convention and Visitors Bureau, our thought for the day is, this is a good one too, it's from Tommy Lasorda, brought to you by Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination. I love that. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination. How determined are you? Where's my Larry Bird?
To your right. Yep.
Determination. To commit oneself to a goal or action, and the difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination. Do you think when they got started at the Hampton Bulldogs, do you think way back when they ever had a clue or dream they'd be going down to the state tournament and win the thing back in 1960, a little old school in northeast Tennessee? Difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination. That's Tommy Lasorda, brought to you by Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance in Johnson City. 282-1389. 282-1389, the number to call. So if you're looking for automobile insurance, homeowners insurance. Again, they have the identity theft program going on right now, the Smart Ride program we told you about yesterday. All that's under the umbrella of Nationwide at 282-1389. And, again, they put members first because they don't have shareholders. Of course, the spokesman now for Nationwide is a guy by the name of Manning. And so Nationwide Insurance, Nationwide is on your side. Again, the thought for the day, the difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination. Quick break. We'll come right back with hour number 2. We thank you for being with us. As we go to the break, here's 3 things you want to remember about the Raiders. They're in shambles. I'm just reading here where they've Tavon Branch has left the Raiders and signed him with their dreaded arch rival, the Kansas City Chiefs. He's jumped ship on him. He ain't coming back. They're in shambles. They're not good. And, Tom, there's no hope in Raiderland. That's my boy 220. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
He's calling. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again, hour number 2. Let's go to the phone. He's there. Franklin Elett. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good, Tom. How are you?
Where are you, may I ask? Hello?
Tom, are you there?
Yeah, where are you?
I'm here in my office.
There you go. Pick it up on that. Sounds a whole lot better. How you doing, sir?
Good. I was running across the room, reaching across a box of T-shirts, ready to give them out to about 500 kids this weekend.
There you go. And so Franklin Elett from the Kingsport Convention and Visitors Bureau. Let's talk a little NFL draft here in a few minutes. But first, let's talk about what's going on this weekend in Kingsport. A lot of youngins coming to town. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we have the AAU Spring Youth Nationals. About just slightly over 500 athletes coming, all 13 and under. They're going to duke it out by age division, by weight class, and see how many of them can go home with that elusive gold medal.
The elusive gold medal. How many states represented? Where are these folks coming in from?
Tom, I'm guessing we've probably got roughly 20 states represented, heavy from the southeast, and obviously the Midwest, kind of the wrestling mecca with the Iowas, Nebraskas, up into Illinois, but a lot of kids from the Midwest up into Indiana, and then, probably 50 or 60 of those are from the state of Tennessee. And a lot of that is largely in part to Coach Buzzy Mann and his efforts to get the grassroots wrestling programs going here in Kingsport through the middle schools, feeding into his high school program, which is obviously been a huge success with his appearances at the state championships over the past 5 or 6 years. So even though he's coaching them and getting them there, I hope that we have a little something to do with that to help him out by running these events and giving him the opportunity to get his kids involved and also raising some money for their program to be able to put on the middle school events. And it's just a full circle of things that keep going around that make Kingsport a better place.
Absolutely. And for folks, again, give us the business side of this thing, too. When folks come to town and stay in the hotels this weekend and spend the money there and buy the gas and go to the mall and do whatever they do, it helps the coffers for the city of Kingsport. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we were just 10 minutes ago, I was in a meeting talking about economic impact and hotel sales tax collections and sales tax collections and what that means to the city. And basically, for a sports event, we say that everybody that comes to town is going to spend roughly $80 a day. And, right off the bat, somebody might go, $80, really? Well, you think about, you've got hotel room stays are $100. You got 3 people in a room. Let's say at a max, 3 people in a room. That's basically $33 a person right there.
Right.
Everybody's got to eat. You're probably going to spend $10 a meal. You're at $63, $65. At least you $15. You're going to buy something. So we feel like $80 is a pretty conservative number. You take that and you got 500 kids and at least 2 parents with each one of them. You're looking at 1,500 people times $80 a day for each one of them for 2 days, and I'm sure everybody at home can do that quick math. It adds up quickly.
Let's see if I can impress you with this. We're talking to Franklin E. Litt. I have my trusty calculator. 1,500 people times 80. That would come out to $120,000
a
day. Times 2, that would be $240,000 all day long. So
that's right, and that's just the money that we know that they're spending. That doesn't count. Not to give everybody and bore them with the economic impact story, but a lot of people throw out large economic impact numbers. But basically, what you do is you take that number from direct impact, which 240, let's just call it $500,000 or $250,000, and you multiply that by 2.14, which is what people a lot smarter than me and you put together came up with, is how much the money rolls over in the community to create jobs. And Chef Steve LaHare down at Chef's Pizza's got to buy food from Cisco or whoever his provider is. So that's the money turning over in the community, which causes the economic impact. So, you're looking at a little over $1 million of economic impact in 2 days off what some people will probably go, it's just a little kids wrestling event.
A little ripple in the pond, and everybody benefits from it. And, of course, this is not the only one. You got another one coming up next weekend. Is that right? In April. I'm sorry.
It's coming up April 10th, 11th, and 12th, and that's the bigger one. Same amount of kids, but they come in on – a lot of them arrive in town on Thursday because we start weigh-ins on Friday morning. We get done weighing in around 1 o'clock on Friday. 5 o'clock that night, we march those little fellas and ladies into the Dobbins-Bennett Dome, and then we as you've been there to say, let's get it on. They go at it, and we wrestle Friday night and all day Saturday, and basically up until about 4:30 or 5 o'clock on Sunday. So they're here for at least 2 nights, most of them 3 nights. So you take that number again, and you're up there to 1.5, close to $2 million economic impact for a weekend. Add that plus this other weekend, people kind of look at you crazy when you start adding these numbers up, but 2 weekends, you're over $3 million in economic impact off 2 wrestling tournaments of 12 and 13 and under kids.
There you go. We're talking to Frank Levin, the Kingsport Convention and Visitors Bureau. They work very hard. They put on a lot of tournaments. You got softball coming up later on this spring, AAC softball and baseball, and you've got, run down just take me to July. What's going to be going on between now and July?
Let me just take the calendar off the wall. And when I worked at AAU and we would go meet with Disney and we'd look ahead at the spring and the summer, we referred to it as the Matrix of Pain.
The Matrix of Pain. All right.
We got, like you said, wrestling coming this weekend. Get into April, you got, Easter holiday, and then we bust right into the next wrestling tournament, the 10th to the 12th. Then on the 16th, our buddy Ryan Wagner over at Dobbins-Bennett hosts the Coca-Cola Classic. be held at Hunter Wright Stadium and J. Fred Johnson. I think he's got around 16 teams. There's also a small event going on just up 11W. You guys may have heard of it, Bristol Motor Speedway.
I think we know a little bit about that, yeah.
I tell everybody at home, I saw Tom on national TV, and I couldn't wait to call and tell him when they're doing a post-race interview. 21st through the 24th, we have AAC softball. Week right after that, the 29th of April through May 2nd, we have the Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Also on that weekend, roughly 120 teams come to town for the USSSA Super NIT. The road to Disney starts here. May 4th through the 7th, AAC baseball at Hunter Wright Stadium. Be roughly 13 games over 4 days. Then they're going to let me have Friday and Saturday to kind of regroup, and then on Sunday the teams start rolling in here for the NAIA opening round of the World Series. There's 9 of those across the country, and Kingsport has been selected each of the last 3 years, and we're hoping to make that 4 coming up this year. And kind of a neat stat about that, out of the past 3 years, give everybody a perspective of what happens. There's 9 of those sites across the country, 5 teams at each site. Each of the 9 site winners goes to Lewiston, Idaho for the World Series, and Lewis and Clark University, which hosts, they get in automatically for being the host. So those 10 teams make up the NAIA World Series. 2 out of the past 3 years, it's the World Series champion has been the site winner from Kingsport.
Wow.
So pretty neat. 3 years ago, Tennessee Wesleyan. Last year we had Cumberland College come through there as a 3 seed. It's unheard of that the 3, 4, or 5 seed make it out of the opening round of the World Series, let alone get there and take a loss and come out of the loser's bracket and win the World Series. So that's something we've kind of been proud of. That we kind of say, if you want to win the championship, you got to play in Kingsport. But that happens, and I guess right there at the end of May, we have American Legion tournament with 24 teams partnering with Richard Jordan and his group there.
It just goes on and on and on, doesn't it?
Basketball tournament, 5th, 6th, and 7th at TNT Sportsplex, Junior Sports Association of America, out of Memphis, coming to town to do that. Model City Invitational, 19th, 20th, and 21st, and then 26th, 27th, 29th, and 30th, an event we had back in 2007, I believe, was Bike Virginia. They're coming back to town. They'll ride a couple days in Virginia and meander on over to Allendale Mansion. That's about 1,500 cyclists for a couple days in Kingsport. Get through all that, and USSSA World Series comes to town on the 1st of July and runs through the 5th, getting them in here for the 4th of July celebration. And then, it's the 6th of July and 7th. I guess, unfortunately, I'll have to have a birthday, and then the week after that, we roll right into Fun Fest.
It's unbelievable. This is all just in for the next couple of months. Again, they do a fantastic job, the Kingsport Convention and Visitors Bureau. A lot of these events are so big that it spills into the other cities, and so Bristol and Johnson City benefit, and even in some cases, Elizabethton and Gate City as well. So it's not just a Kingsport event. A lot of these, by virtue of the numbers coming to town, spill over, as I said, and they benefit from this as well. So it's a lot of good things. It starts this weekend, as we said, the AAU Wrestling, Spring Youth Nationals, 500 youngins, 13 and under from 20 states coming to town. So if you see out-of-town tags, be nice to them. They spend a lot of money, $80 to a person, as Frank said, on the average, and so that's a lot of money could be going somewhere else in some other region. And we really appreciate the hard work you guys do to line these tournaments up. NFL, who's your team? I can't remember who you follow.
The one that wins.
The Patriots?
Just the one that wins.
Oh, any one of them wins. Okay, all right.
No, I'm just from where I used to live there. Although they were horrible this year.
The Raiders?
I always keep an eye on the Saints, and for whatever reason, I think it's because when I was in college, Jamal Lewis was at Tennessee, and then when he went to the Ravens, I kind of followed the Ravens a little bit. But I guess probably the right answer is we have a little fantasy football league here in Kingsport amongst the guys, and whoever's on my team and needing to score some points that week, that's who I pull for.
Now, your baseball team's Yankees, is that right?
I do like the Yankees. I do, and, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, since we've kind of got a vested interest in Hunter Wright Stadium and manage that for the city, and we've got a great relationship with the other team on the other end of New York. I've picked up my days of old when I was a Mets fan. Back when Darryl Strawberry was there, he was my favorite player. So I've got a lot of Mets stuff here in my office. So I guess Subway Series is when I watch a lot of baseball.
There you go. Before I let you go, give us the website we can go to find out more about what's going on, not just now through July, but all the way through the year with the KCVB.
Very easy. Just visit kingsport.com.
There you go. Well, get rested up.
Who's the Raiders going to take first round?
We've been who?
Jameis Winston?
Yeah. Well, apparently nobody wants to go to the Raiders. They're all skipping and going around them, all these free agents. So we're not signing anybody yet. So that's great. In fact, my co-host today said this is a franchise in shambles. They're not good, and there's no hope for the Raiders. Would you agree with that?
To that, I would say if you haven't seen the 30 for 30 on the Raiders, it's worth watching.
That's just living in the past, though. I mean, there's no hope like with the future. Jameis Winston is probably their pitch.
Look to the past.
Look to the past. All right.
Al Davis be turning over.
Yeah. Frank, great report, my friend. We'll have you on again soon. Great job you and Judd and all the folks are doing. We appreciate what you're doing, all right?
Thank you, guys. Hey, keep that rain away.
All right. Good man. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Yep. Our buddy Frank Lett from the Kingsport Convention and Visitors Bureau. And I'm over this getting beat up about the Raiders now. Even he's on it. Go back and watch the 30-30 Buzz back when they were a team and they were really good. Let's run down. Let's switch gears, talk a little college hoops. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. You can like us on Facebook. We hope that you do. You can go there and go to facebook.com/Tom Taylor Sports Show. Like us and follow us. That's what we got. Where we got Chris Dean's name, and we played trivia for him today. Went 4 for 5. Missed that stupid Cowboys question. What was it? The first team that they beat was the Steelers. I never guessed they even played the Steelers back in '61. But anyway, we pulled his name off the Facebook list. So if you want to get in the running to win some cool stuff, over $120 worth of goodies on the quiz show. Tomorrow, I feel very confident I'll go 5 for 5. We're doing those Elvis questions, and Apster's already sent a text that is not a chance, but I'm looking at you in the camera, Apster. I'm going to win tomorrow, 5 for 5. You can take it to the bank. You'll be here tomorrow, right?
Yes.
You'll be here all week
maybe.
long. So yeah,
Jim may come back.
He may come back
after the slow start. I feel like we're gaining momentum now, but it was a little slow.
A little clunky in the beginning, but
that's a good word.
And the phone was lighting up.
There was no hope. No hope.
It's like every 10 seconds.
It was
turn it up. Miss this. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
It was destitute.
It was Tech City
no
for that first couple of minutes. All right, let's run down some college hoops. First off, we had our, this is the time of year the coaching carousel begins, and the Citadel out of the Southern Conference cans their coach, Chuck Drizel, which is Lefty's son, and which, he was a heck of a coach, and apparently his son, for whatever reason, did not get it done. Finished with an overall record of the Citadel at 42 wins and 113 losses, went 22-66 in the Southern Conference, 12-18 this year. Last winning season for the Citadel Bulldogs, 08-09. I did their games one year on the radio down in Charleston. That's not an easy place to recruit. You got to have a special kid coming to be a part of that military environment at the Citadel. So it's not always a bad thing down there. Obviously, he did not get it done to their liking. The board of so what do they call it down? The Board of Governors, I believe is the name of it, the governing body for the Citadel Athletic Department. But anyway, they've canned Lefty Drizel's son, Chuck, as the head coach of the Citadel Bulldogs in the Southern Conference. There'll be more coming, of course. It's just the nature of the beast this time of year. All right, ACC starts tonight. I actually started today. I was trying to give an update on that coming up here in a minute. Boston College and Georgia Tech started at 1 o'clock. Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, the Hokies, they'll play at 3:30 today in Greensboro, the opening round of the ACC. Let's see, the Colonial Athletic Association semifinals. By the way, thanks to the Kingsport Times News, our reference piece here. Northeastern punches their ticket to the big dance in the championship last night. They beat William & Mary. The Horizon Lakes Championship tonight, Green Bay at Valparaiso. That's at 7 o'clock tonight. The Metro Atlantic Conference had their champion crown last night. Manhattan beat Iona. The Mid-American Conference last night, Bowling Green, Akron, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan all get W's. We ought to do a nickname day one day. Just do trivia nickname. Western Michigan. Have any clue who they are? No.
Nah.
Okay. Ohio University?
They're green, aren't they? I think they are. They're like
They are
green and
green.
yellow.
They're green.
Yeah.
Bobcats.
Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to process. I'm trying to think.
Western Michigan, the Broncos. All right. Maybe we won't. We'll just wait till Horace gets back. Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference.
He wouldn't know more than
He
me.
would not know. You're right. You're right. Delaware State and Hampton won there last night. Tonight, Bethune-Cookman and Coppin State and South Carolina State and North Carolina A&T. They're playing out of the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Northeast Conference. Tonight, their championship will be crowned. Robert Morris plays St. Francis tonight. Southeastern Conference starts tomorrow. Tennessee plays on Thursday against the Vanderbilt Commodores. Southern Conference last night crowned their champion. Wofford beat Furman 67-64 to win the Southern Conference. The Southwestern Athletic Conference plays their opening round tonight. Alcorn State and Grambling State. They don't play till 9:30 tonight. Why would they wait that late? That's Eastern Standard Time. So it'd be what? It's in Houston. It'd be about 7:30, I guess. 6:30, 7:30. That makes sense. But it's 9:30 our time. A couple of more. The Summit League tonight. Their championship. South Dakota State against North Dakota State. And the West Coast Conference last night. Gonzaga won their game against Pepperdine, and they'll continue that tournament again today.
Hey, your quick update is Georgia Tech is losing to Boston College 42-44 with 15:45 left in the second.
Boston College by 2, correct?
Yes.
44-42. All right. And let's see, high school tournament play tomorrow. We talked about, we got to give props to Honaker. We gave props to the Hampton Bulldogs earlier, talking to Coach Smith. Honaker plays in the championship of the the V1A, Virginia High School Sports League. I think that's what it stands for, VHSL. Is that right? Sports League? I get it right?
I think so. I do. I think
have no
that's
clue.
right. I think that's right. Yeah.
All right. Honaker takes on Alta Vista at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning at the Siegel Center in Richmond for the boys. Also for the ladies from our neck of the woods, Clintwood will play Twin Valley tomorrow at 11:45. That's in the Group A for the ladies. And in the Group 2A, Y Central takes on Wilson Memorial in the semifinals, and they played that this morning. So maybe we can find out the score of that one. Maybe 220 can jump on the Pooter and figure out if Y Central beat Wilson Memorial in their semifinal game today at the Siegel Center in Richmond. And then the champions will play tomorrow for the entire ball of wax, as they say, for the girls' state tournament play in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And so we'll see how that goes. Let's tell you about the good folks at Max Medicine Mart. Make tracks to Max when you do. The Now product line, 20% off the month of March at Max Medicine Mart on Center Street in Kingsport. Again, they sell a bunch of Now products anyway, but glucosamine sulfate flies out of there. They've also got a vitamin, let's see, make sure I get it right. I won't mispronounce this. A methyl vitamin B12 product that's a hot seller. Vitamin D3. Also, they have a product called Prostate Support. Also, if you know someone, I hope you don't, but if you know someone who has gout, they have the black cherry fruit product on the Now line. That's 20% off the month of March. And also apple cider vinegar, which is a big weight loss product under the Now product line. And everything is 20% off the month of March. Again, at Max Medicine Mart under the Now product line. Of course, Easter candy. The Russell Stover Easter bunnies, got them in stock. The marshmallow and milk chocolate bunny rabbits. They got the mini eggs, the coconut, the cookie dough, the caramel, and the fudge brownies. Last week when I brought those up, Horace, when I was talking about that, I heard the Les Nessman from WKRP. You know, every time he gets excited, he went, ooh. So I started talking about these mini eggs last week. Coconut, cookie dough, caramel, and fudge brownie, and Horace went, ooh. He liked it. So they've got those in stock again at Max Medicine Mart. I like them too, and maybe I'll do one too. Ooh. So they got the Easter candy at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. Make tracks to Max, and you do. Any updates on the hoops?
I'm trying to track it down. What classification? 4A, 3A?
That would be 2A.
Okay.
2A. They played at 10 o'clock this morning in Richmond, so it'll be in our time, and that is the semifinals of the girls' 2A basketball tournament, the state tournament at the Siegel Center in Richmond, Virginia. So there you have that. And again, the thought for the day brought to you by Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's or a lady's determination. I guess I should say a person's determination. And that was created and dreamed up and and brought to everybody by former Dodger manager Tommy Lasorda. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a person's determination. And I think that is very, very accurate. So
Floyd County beat Clark County 65-36, and
Okay.
Wilson Memorial lost to Central Wise 64-48. So Central Wise
That's who
will
we're pulling
play
for.
Floyd County
Awesome.
Wednesday, March 11th at 3:45. Tickets are $10 if you're wanting to head that way.
Wise Central beat Wilson Memorial.
Central Wise beat Wilson Memorial 64-48.
Good. Big
and
win.
then Floyd County, they're always strong in girls basketball. Beat Clark County 65-36. So two pretty much. Two blowouts will meet tomorrow, or Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow at 3:45.
Yeah. So Wise Central defeats Wilson Memorial in the semifinals in 2A basketball in Virginia. They're going to play for the state championship tomorrow at 3:45 against Floyd County. Clintwood plays Twin Valley tomorrow at 11:45 for the one. They're going to they call that the 1A girls state championship in Virginia. And on the boys' side, Honaker takes on Alta Vista at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, the championship of the Group 1A. And so good luck to all three of those teams from our neck of the woods. And again, on the Tennessee side, the Hampton Bulldogs play Thursday at 12:30 against Union City in the boys' state basketball tournament. We love telling you about local sports. Very important to us and very important to you. Coming up, we'll be joined by Austin Dillon, young man who won the Xfinity Series race, the Gaming Boys 300 in Las Vegas on Saturday. And we'll hear from him about him getting that big W for the Xfinity Series and the Ream Chevrolet. And also coming up here next, we'll be visited by the head basketball coach of the Milligan College Buffaloes, Coach Bill Robinson. Again, they're getting ready to head out and play Dakota Wesleyan in that opening game of their tournament. And we'll talk to him about them, about his team this year. And we'll get a chance to hear from Milligan, who's 20-10, the head basketball coach of the men's team for the Milligan College Buffaloes, the land of orange and black. And before we go to the break, may I put this up here and proudly show you? Does that look good on the screen?
It does look good on the screen.
Look good on the screen?
Yeah.
Love the Milligan College Buffaloes, orange and black. And we're also getting ready to start talking to the folks from East Tennessee State, the land of the Buccaneers, as well, on a regular basis as well, promoting what's going on athletically at East Tennessee State University. Again, Frank Gore, if you missed it earlier, next on the Eagles, now getting ready to sign a deal with the Colts. Brian Hoyer to go to the Texans. Let's see, the Titans think ex-Falcons wide receiver Douglas. Do you know who this young man's name is? Is it Brendan Douglas? Let's go ahead and check it before we go to the break. It'll be worth us getting that for you. Harry Douglas. Titans signing former Atlanta Falcon wide receiver Harry Douglas to a 3-year deal. Nobody's talking about the Titans. They've had a couple of so-so seasons. The interest has really waned, I think. I don't hear anybody going, gosh, who's the Titans going to take in the free agency?
You know the adjectives I used for the Raiders?
Shambles.
That would be
not good.
Promising.
No hope
for the Titans.
Okay.
That would be promising adjectives for
We're
the Titans.
shambles and they're promising.
No. Those would be upgrades.
Oh, they're upgrades.
For their they're just not.
They're worse than the Raiders?
Struggling.
Really?
And, I really think they banked a lot on Peyton Manning, given like a hometown, not that he's from Tennessee, but he played college ball here, and I really think they were banking on that, him coming here. And when he went to Denver, I think it hurt him. I think they had held off on some people till a little bit late, but anyway, that's my opinion.
Before we go to the break, let's squeeze in some soccer. It says Man United faces a $25,000 FA fine. What's that mean? Capital F, capital A. Is that something they did wrong on the field?
No. It's the cup. It's the tournament, the division they're playing in. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's all the division they're playing in.
Let's see what this headline says, because he's all about soccer. And let's see. We'll get this thing. I can't ever get the thing to go down here fast enough. I want to get down to where I want to see what's going on. Manchester United are set to – I went too far. Manchester United is set to be punished further for their disciplinary problems. They face an FA fine for having 6 players disciplined in their 2-1 defeat to Arsenal on Monday.
Yeah, they lost to Arsenal, and they had
that's the name of the team or a town?
Arsenal's the team.
Okay.
And
but Manchester's a city, right? It's a geographic team.
Manchester's there's Manchester United and Manchester City. There's 2 teams in Manchester.
Oh, all right.
And so one of the players actually put his hands on an official, which does not go over very well.
No, they frown on that, don't they?
They tend to.
Most sports, yeah. Most sports they do. All right, so FA rules state that clubs face an automatic fine if 6 or more players are shown a yellow or red card in the same game. And United reached that mark when substitute Januzzi, the Jusats, was booked for diving. What's diving mean? What's that mean?
You pretend to get that you got hit. Somebody gets close to you.
You fake getting hurt.
You fake falling. You fake being bumped or
Okay.
pushed. Yeah. So it's my only thing I struggle with in soccer. Like I hate the flopping. I've told Landon if he ever makes it like to the next level, I will straight up walk out of the stands and drag him off the field by his hair if he's flopping.
Okay.
Like either learn how to play, stand up, man up, or get off the field. I don't care which one.
So flopping is a basketball term for faking an injury or faking getting hurt.
Well,
and this is diving in soccer, right?
It's more diving. Yeah, it's not really faking an injury. You just kind of fall down like, oh, he stepped on my leg, he pushed me, he hurt me, he fouled me, and you're trying to draw attention to it, and it's just like
kind of being a sissy.
It's a little bit of a
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm learning the soccer ever so slowly with 220, who's a huge soccer fan. We'll take a quick break. One more time, let me tell you his definition of the Raiders. This is cut deep today. I'm just telling you. Shambles, not good, and no hope for our franchise. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll talk some Milligan College hoops on this Tuesday. We thank you for being with us on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us in 10 states and again around the world. Actually, we've got notification we were being heard in Brazil by some folks in Sao Paulo, Brazil, which we appreciate. Again, we're on Facebook. Or not on Facebook, we're on YouTube. We're on livestream.com right now. You can go to iTunes, Tunein Radio tonight. We podcast after the show is done. We'll be finished here in a little while. We'll put it up in podcast, and it's seen around the world. Again, on YouTube, TuneIn, iTunes, Stitcher.com, and the Stitcher phone app, and, of course, live right now around the world on livestream.com. Let's go to the phonies there. The head basketball coach of the Milligan College Buffaloes, Coach Bill Robinson. Coach, good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good, guys. How are you guys?
Just fine. Thank you for checking in with us. Getting ready to head off to Missouri. It's pretty exciting stuff. Tell us how we got to this point where Milligan's going to play in the national tournament.
Well, we were able to come in second in our league and came in second in the tournament, which gave us a bid out here to Branson, Missouri, and be able to take on the number 5 team in the country on Thursday afternoon. So, guys are really excited. We had a good practice this morning out here and look forward to the Dixie Stampede this evening. So, opening banquet with all the teams there, and just having a lot of fun out here right now.
So Point Lookout, I'm assuming, is that close to Branson?
It's the next town over, so we're actually staying in Branson. Our hotel's in Branson, and we get on the interstate, go down just one exit, and that's where Point Lookout is. And guys got a chance to see the gym today for the first time and kind of visualize where it's all going to happen, and just can't be happier right now.
You guys won 8 straight at one point and 6 straight on another opportunity, and you've been receiving votes for the National Top 25 since mid-January. What's been the key to your success so far this year for Milligan College?
Our defense. Our defense has been really, really solid, especially at the guard position, and we have to continue that tomorrow. We've got one of the top 5 scoring teams in the country in Dakota Wesleyan. Tomorrow they shoot the ball really, really well. They shoot over 40% as a team from three-point line and score a lot of points. So our defense is going to have to be key again. One shot per possession. I think we've got a chance to win.
Dr. Bill Robinson, again, he's with us from Missouri again. They're getting ready to play Milligan, the first time they've been in the national tournament since 2001, 14 years ago. And, Coach, I know you're tickled to death to have the Buffaloes out there representing all of us here in the Tri-Cities.
It's just a great opportunity, not just for our guys, but to represent Milligan, like you said. And in a national tournament like this, it just gives you a different level of respect. And hopefully it will be able to trickle down from year to year. And you have to kind of get people to know who you are to be able to vote for you in the top 25. And I think if we had been here, maybe in the last couple of years, we would have been able to slide into the top 25 this year. But there's a matter of respect that comes with being here, and hopefully it will continue.
Tell me about some of the young men who played well this year for Milligan. Throw out some names of some of your kids, would you please?
Mickey Woods from Port Arthur, Texas, is our leading scorer, first-team all-conference, and he basically does everything for us. He leads us in scoring. He's on the all-defensive team this year and has been just a really special kid both on and off the court for us. Morgan McLeod from Hickory, North Carolina, and Chris Ellis are 2 seniors. Chris is actually from Bristol, Tennessee, went to Tennessee High, and both those guys start, and they're best friends, roommates, and we're going to miss all 3 of those guys an awful lot. Mike Woods from Asheville is our other senior starter, and Kirk Brooks from just Scott County, not far down the road there, is our other starter and our best three-point shooter. So we're going to need all those guys to step up for us big in the tournament.
This team, Dakota Wesleyan's won 15 of the last 17. So again, there's no cream puffs to get to the national tournament. What'll be the keys for you guys to win and move on to the next round?
We're going to have to defend the three-point line. They shoot a lot of threes. They've shot over 300 more three-pointers than we have for the year, and we feel like we shoot a pretty good amount, a balanced amount. But we're going to have to defend, and we're going to have to be able to keep them from making quick runs. If we can, like I said earlier, limit them to one shot, not give up offensive rebounds, and be able to contest their shooters, I think we have a really good chance. And tempo is going to be a big deal. We're going to have to keep the game probably in the 60s, 70s. If it gets up to 80s and 90s, I just don't think we can score that much with them. So tempo is going to be a huge key.
After you beat these guys, who's next on the horizon for you all?
It's hard to even look down the road. We're going one game at a time right now, and haven't even looked at the bracket to see who's next. We really want to be able to focus just on one game right now.
Gotcha. Now, before I let you go, I would think when you go out to start recruiting after this season's over, this will be a nice little feather in your cap to be able to tell a potential Milligan College Buffalo player that you went to the national tournament. That's a great recruiting tool, is it not?
It's a huge recruiting tool, and we've been trying to keep in touch with our guys while here to let them know exactly what's going on and what we're doing and the fun that we're having. And we're going to go zip lining tomorrow and maybe to the indoor water park and to ride the ducks and doing all kinds of fun stuff. And we want them to know it's more than just about what's on the court. And obviously Milligan academically is so great, and being a Christian college, there's a lot of other things to it. But to be able to add some of these fun experiences, traveling to some of the places we've had, just gives us a huge boost with our recruiting. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll be able to nail down a couple of our top recruits and be able to look forward to next year.
Coach, I'm very proud of you. Again, you're representing all of us here in Northeast Tennessee, so go out there and kick some tail and bring home a national championship, all right?
We'll do our best. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Great report again. Coach Bill Robinson, the Milligan College Buffalo men's basketball team, playing the number 5 seed Dakota Wesleyan out of South Dakota Thursday at 4 o'clock in Point Lookout, Missouri, right down from Branson. Last time the Buffs were in the national tournament, 2001. Milligan was dealt a loss there 14 years ago. So, again, huge recruiting tool. You come up and talk to any kid and you say, hey, that you're going after him to play for Milligan and say, guys, we were in the national tournament. You know that. You've been in sports. That's a great, great selling point to a kid knowing, we're not just going to a program. We're going to a program that's been successful and went to the big show.
Yeah, we've had a chance to watch Milligan. My family has play a few times this year, and both the men's and women's coaches have done a great job. The men's team has their staff has done a great job motivating and equipping these young men to be able to get to this point. And we know a couple of the players pretty well, and enjoyed getting the chance to meet them. So looking forward and just hoping that they really are able to do something great this season.
Just got a text from Horace. He's on the bus, and so he's down there. I get it right, and he broke loose from the crossword puzzle he was doing with the folks there on the bus, and says, "Oakland R.I.P. Rest in peace." So he's on me. He's from a distance. Horace is on me about my team. So, wonder how many snacks he's taking out of that So he's got him a fanny pack on.
Does he have a fanny pack?
Fanny pack, a little ball cap. He's got his little Hawaiian shirt on, and he's got shorts on. He said, "My legs are pasty white, and I don't care." And so he's on this bus heading to Florida. Actually, he's traveling today. He's going to be on the bus tomorrow. So I'm jumping the gun. He's with Mrs. V right now. So one can only imagine what's. I'd love to be a fly on the wall inside that inside of Snow White, his big truck going down the road.
He should get her to take a picture of him and post it to the Tom Taylor Facebook page.
That's exactly right.
Where we can all enjoy
Horace
the
on
pasty
vacation.
legs and fanny pack and snacks and all that's going on.
I'm going to tell on him. We went out to eat the other night, and the old boy, we went to the XYZ restaurant, and it had I'm not sure. I kept watching. I guess it was sour cream. He was just lathering on that sour cream, and they brought these little monkey dishes full of jalapenos. I mean, they are stacked. They are piled over. He had 3 of them. He says, "Watch this," and he said. And Mrs. V said, "I'll probably catch up with you." He said, "I won't worry about that. Worry about that later tonight." And I'm telling you, he had monkey dishes full of jalapenos. He's eating them like candy. And I thought, this man is a better man than me. I'm telling you. So
there's no doubt about that. He's a better man than both of us when it comes to some of that. So, hey, quick update on Georgia Tech and Boston College.
Yep.
Georgia Tech has taken the lead 54-51 with 7:42 left in the game.
ACC tournament being played as we speak. The first of 2. Virginia Tech plays later on. The Hokies will play later on, and they'll take on Wake Forest. So, again, this is coming out of the Greensboro Coliseum, the ACC tournament. Again, one more time, that update score is?
54-51 with 7:42. Georgia Tech leading 54-51 over Boston College with 7:42 left in the game.
Nickname Georgia Tech?
Yeller Jackets.
Yeller Jackets. Boston College?
Something Eagles.
There you go. Golden Eagles,
I
isn't it?
think so, yeah.
Or the Eagles. Maybe it's the Boston College Eagles.
But
it's an eagle. It's a bird.
Yeah.
Against them. Yeller. That's good.
Yeller Jackets. That's out for my buddy David Alligood, big Georgia Tech fan.
Yeah.
He's on a little spring break getaway, I think, but I'm sure he's watching his Jackets play.
There you go. Cherokee Barbershop. Before we go to the break, getting ready to play. Get to hear from Austin Dillon coming up here in a second. Again, young man who won the Xfinity race in Vegas. Cherokee Barbershop. Again, my man. The one, the only, the Gator, he stopped by at the church house the other day, and we appreciate him stopping by and worshiping with us. Again, haircuts are free at the Cherokee Barbershop. Again, the cup costs you $11. You get to keep the cup. Straight razor shave and the hot towels, the whole kit and caboodle, the back massage and the shoulder rub. He puts that little machine, goes across your shoulders and get done.
Gator doesn't. It's not like a hand like he's
No. Trust me, he runs the machine. No, Gator's not going. I can't speak for everybody else, but Gator ain't going to need my shoulders like dough. No, he'll run that gizmo across my shoulders. So a back massage and a shoulder rub, he does a great job. And then best thing he did the other day, and I didn't know what was coming. He took the shaving cream, and of course it's hot, it's warm, put it on my neck, and did a straight razor shave after he cut my hair. Well, then he said he takes his bottle of ice cold water and he sneezes, hits me in the back of the head. He said, "Man, I didn't mean to sneeze on you." I went, "God, that's gross." Then I realized I got snookered, but he said, "I didn't really mean to sneeze on it." He did it to me again. It was really cool. The second time I realized it was a pretty cute little trick. So if you get your hair cut, they'll probably, quote unquote, sneeze on you. Tuesday through Friday from 8:30 to 5, Saturday from 8:30 to 1. South Roan Street right down from Tipton Haynes Working Farm in Johnson City. The barber pole's out. That means he's in. And so he's a dear friend, and he's a big fan of the show. We appreciate him very much, our buddy, the Gator Man from Cherokee Barbershop in South Johnson City. 928-6201 is the number to call if you want to call and talk to Gator. And the place hops. I think he told me the other day he cut my hair. he does 20 a day. So I think he said 18 to 20 a day. I mean, this guy runs the folks. He's one chair. So he runs them through, does a great job, and there's certainly room for you as well. As promised, this young man brought home the checkers in Las Vegas on Saturday, the Xfinity Series. And let's hear from the winner of that race. Again, this young man drives for his grandfather, of course, the Richard Childress Racing Machine, he being Austin Dillon, winning in the Xfinity Series with the Gaming Boy 300 at Las Vegas. And again, he brought home the checkers in the 33 Hmmmm Chevrolet.
We're going to hear from our race-winning team of today's 19th annual Boyd Gaming 300 NASCAR Xfinity race here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Our race winner, Austin Dillon. He drives the number 33 Hmmmm Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. He's joined by car owner Richard Childress and also crew chief Nick Harrison. This is Austin's third win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. His first two wins came at Kentucky Speedway in 2012. And Austin, you rang up a perfect driver rating today of 150.0. That's your fourth career perfect driver rating. I believe two of those were in the NASCAR Xfinity Series and two were in the NASCAR Camping World Series. So when you ring up that perfect 150, that means you're going to be in victory lane. So congratulations on that. Outstanding work. Just talk about this race. Obviously, you had a very, very strong car. You sat on the pole, and yet you had to fight off Ryan Blaney there those last few laps. So that was a heck of a finish. Talk about it.
Yeah, man. I just got to thank Nick Harrison, the boys back at RCR, built a dominant car, and there at the end, you got to do what you got to do whatever you can to win. Our car was dominant all day, and to give one away like that, it would have been heartbreaking. I haven't heard in my ear all day that somebody was catching me, and he was catching us about 3/10 a lap, and that was all I had. So the other good thing is my crew chief made sure no one told me that he had tires on, so I wasn't second guessing myself. I thought I was just getting slower. I didn't know what I was doing wrong, but fun last few laps. I'm glad it ended like that because those are memorable races. It was a dominant performance, but at the end it was a race. So that's what the Xfinity Series is for, and gave a good show at the end. So just proud of everybody on the team. They did a jam-up job, and looking forward to tomorrow's race also.
And that was Austin Dillon, who won the Xfinity race on Saturday. And we ran out of time yesterday to get that on, so we didn't want to squeeze it in. And for you NASCAR fans, of course, they'll travel to Phoenix, second of the West Coast swing. First one, of course, Vegas, and we know who won that one. And Kevin Harvick dominated. He'll go to Phoenix, where he's dominated that track over the last 4 or 5 races. And then he'll make the final stop into Fontana, California in 2 weeks and start back this way. And, of course, where's the calendar? We are 39 days away from the Food City 500. Can't wait. So, speaking of Bristol Motor Speedway, do want to tell you about the ticket prices, and this is a screaming deal, I'm telling you. 3 days in April, Busch Beans Pole Day, and the qualifying on Friday, the 17th, the Xfinity 300 Series race, Xfinity 300, I should say, and the Xfinity Series race on Saturday, the 18th, and then the Food City 500 on the 19th. 3 days in April, 2 days in August for the Food City 300, and, of course, Urban Tools Night Race. 5 days of racing at Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's fastest half mile. Tickets, you would say $300. Nope. $250. Nope. $225. Nope. $200. Nope. 5 days of racing at Bristol Motor Speedway, $149 ticket. Now, you divide that over 5 days, comes out on the average of $30 a day to go see the best short track racing in America, most popular track, in my humble opinion, on the circuit. And, again, you can do that by simply going to BristolTix.com, and you have been. We thank you for that. And also 423 Bristol, get your tickets. Plus, not only get that great value for the race, but it puts you in the running to get your tickets for the much sought-after Battle of Bristol tickets for that football game on September the 16th between the Volunteers and the Hokies of Virginia Tech, which will be September of next year. And then also you get down on the track and you get a chance with your Super Pass. Let me tell you about that, too, because this is a really cool thing. The Super Pass, the pre-race Super Pass will get you that in when you get these tickets, these season tickets. The pre-race Super Pass gives you a chance to get down and do the track walk before the race. Also, you have access to the Food City 500 driver intros, and you'll be stage side to the pre-race concert, the Old Crow Medicine Show coming to town, 2-time Grammy winners, and they're going to be there on the 19th. So all that you'll get a chance to be a part of. Certainly the ticket price gets you started on the tickets for the football game and also the Super Pass, and all that, again, is at $149. And I'm telling you, you can't beat it. To get to Bristol for $30 a day, I mean, it'd cost you that to go to – I haven't been to a movie. What's it cost to go to a movie now? $10 bucks?
$12.
$12.
If you go normal price, you can get a matinee at like $7 or something like that.
So if you and Mrs. 220 go to the movies, that's $24.
If my whole family goes and we get snacks and everything, it's $80.
There you go. So $149 divided by 5 days of racing, 5 days of events and racing in Bristol. You can do the math. $30 a day. I mean, you can't beat it. And the phone's been ringing for these tickets. Go to either the phone 423-BRISTOL or go on the website at BristolTix, BristolTix.com, and get your tickets to see Austin Dillon and, of course, the defending champ of the Food City 500, Carl Edwards, and last trip into the spring race for a guy who's dominated that race for many years, not so much the night race, but Jeff Gordon at one point had won some consecutive wins on the Food City 500, that Sunday afternoon race in the spring. So he'll make his final trips around Bristol in the spring race coming up. That'll be fun to come see, and just the whole carnival atmosphere. You were up there last year hanging out with me, and it's a blast, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's actually one of the top 20 sporting events in the world that you should see. If you're a sports fan, I mean, ESPN did a thing several years ago, and they put the top 20 events in the night race. And, of course, this isn't the night race coming up here in the spring, but I've had a chance to kind of be up there a couple of times, and I would call myself a respecter of racing. Anyone that can drive a car 200 miles an hour and not kill everybody else around them, that's impressive to me. And I respect those guys and what they do, and it is an absolute blast. It goes by really quick. I mean, it feels like the race just keeps moving, but it's a great environment. The staff and the crew there at Bristol Motor Speedway put on a great show, and the drivers never let you down either. I mean, it's just really, really a great time.
Absolutely, and of course, it's all about it. It's April, baby, coming soon. Again, go to BristolTix.com or go to 423-BRISTOL. Either way, call 423-BRISTOL or go to the website at BristolTix.com and get your tickets and get ready to come be with us at Bristol Motor Speedway next month, the world's fastest half mile. Can't wait. Bristol Live will be up there for 4 days of coverage, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we'll be there and already lining up sponsors for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to be up there broadcasting a couple of days before the actual start of all the festivities, and we're looking forward to doing that as well. So, again, go to that website and go to that phone and get those tickets. Do want to say hello to a couple of folks before we take our final break. I want to say hello to Andrew Darlington. You know Andrew, big old.
I do. He's
Andrew?
actually my insurance agent.
There you go. Well, there you go. He's our. He's on Facebook. He's watched the show, liked the show. So hello to Andrew Darlington. Also to Kevin Trivet, who is the trainer at Dobbins Minute, loves the show. Hank Brown, we're going to have him on the next couple of days. He heads up the organization called WeRunEvents.com. Also, the big guy, Travis Ward, about 6'12". Big Travis lives in Colonial Heights. Want to say hello to him. He's a big one, I'm here to tell you.
I'm just laughing at 6'12".
I'm a good-sized guy, and he dwarfs me. Big old boy. Also, Dustin Moore from More Fitness. Want to say hello to him. And also, Dick Bedard. Now, this is a guy I love Dick Bedard. He's very, very complimentary of what we do, and I'm a big fan of Dick Bedard, and I'm not sure where he's at. He kind of travels around to see his grandkids, and I'm not sure where he's at now. But every day he tries his best to either live or catch us that night of podcasting. So hello to Dick Bedard, and we appreciate him very much. And also Mike Music, the Parks and Rec, works at the Parks and Rec, Bristol, Tennessee Parks and Rec. Want to say hello to him as well. So we'll take our final break. We'll come right back. We got a few minutes left. Come back and be with us. We're so glad you are with us each day. We're glad you're with us today right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
That's Jim Vault for us, giving us that music to play as we're coming in. He had that listed as a great track.
There you go. That's our boy Horace. By the way, he says, get your pokes in now because I will be back. That's what I've been told. So Horace is on the road today, and we appreciate 220 being here with us today, I think.
He literally had that listed as an intro track, intro pop-in, and so I hit that.
That's the Crybaby thing.
Yeah, the Crybaby.
Yeah.
So now I know. And
now I know we can change that.
G.I. Joe says no one's half the battle.
All right, before we get going out of here, let me tell you, big baseball game tonight down at Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville. The Tennessee Volunteers hosting the East Tennessee State Buccaneer baseball team. Again, the Volunteers, they're 6-5, won 3 of the last 4. Tennessee leads the series all-time 58-16, but the Bucs have won 7 of the last 10. Swept them last year, 2-1 in Knoxville and 9-7 here in the Tri-Cities. So they'll play tonight at 6 o'clock. Bucs are 7-6. Tennessee, the Volunteers at 6-5. First pitch again at 6 o'clock at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Bucs got swept by them hillbillies from West Virginia over the weekend at Thomas Stadium in Johnson City. So they're trying to bounce back, and so East Tennessee State plays at Tennessee tonight. My man Jamin McCann, he tossed 2 innings and struck out 4 in that loss in that last game. Only a sophomore out of Sullivan South, Colonial Heights. Know his family's a great kid, and so Jamin McCann coming out of the pen pitched pretty well in the losing cause for the Buccaneers on Sunday. Now, Union College, Milligan baseball. Union College scored 6 runs in the 6th to take a 7-2 win over Milligan. Yesterday, Milligan now 4-3. Hadn't played in a month because of the weather, so they're trying to knock off the cobwebs, and they'll host, theoretically today, a doubleheader against Bluefield College, and hope we'll get that in, even though it's obviously got some rain in the forecast here in the region. We've covered everything so far. We got a lot in today, did we not?
Yes.
Yeah,
we did.
Got a lot in, and I was trying to see if there's anything else. Got a young man leaving the Patriots to head to the Giants. Let's see. Let's see who this is real quick before we get out of here. Vereen. Let's see if I can get this young man's first name. Shane Vereen.
Yeah.
Leaving the Patriots to go to be the New York Giants. So that's big. You went, so that's big.
I mean, he's a decent player. He's a great. He does a good job filling his position, and I don't like him going to the Giants.
Running back. Yeah. So already includes Rashad Jennings and Andre Williams in the backfield, and now Shane Vereen leaving the Patriots and heading to the New York Giants. So, and of course, I got to kind of man up, get some tough skin between now and tomorrow, because see how the free agency pool goes for a team that no hope, not good, shambles. Yeah. So we'll see. I can't touch that. Horace is burning my phone up over here about every 2 minutes. Bzz, bzz, bzz. So I'm getting blistered over here for busting on him. So you back tomorrow?
I'm back.
Yeah, okay. And tomorrow he's on the senior citizen tour bus heading from Florida going from Jacksonville to, I'm not sure where he said Port Charlotte. That's where he's headed, on a bus with the seniors from the church. And now, you think Horace is a front seat kind of guy? Is he in the back? Where do you think he'll sit? Because it's pick your seat. So
he's kind of a control guy.
Yeah, so
he's
going
like
to be
up front.
Be up front.
He
yeah.
needs the microphone. Start
Yes.
telling everybody, like, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be stopping none. We will be getting straight to our destination. There's a bathroom in the back. Hold it. Here we
There you go. So he'll sit behind the driver. You think he'll kind of coach the driver a little bit?
Tell him how to drive.
I
Get
got
him
you.
there.
All right, our boy Horace and Mrs. V, a little R&R that they deserve, of course. Back tomorrow. Appreciate you. And let me tell you before we get out of here, our sponsors today, Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance, Book Lovers Warehouse, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, the #1 farmers agent in 5 states. Proud to tell you he's with us. Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, American Import and Auto Repair, home of the free loaner car program. They're on West Market Street between Johnson City and Jonesboro. Also, Bracken Asphalt Maintenance. Scoreboard didn't move today. Bracken Paving, because that stupid Cowboys question. Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Again, who was the first team Dallas beat as a franchise? And the answer was the Steelers, and I said no, and everything else I went 4 for 5. So didn't move the needle today on the Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance scoreboard. But appreciate again our buddy Tommy and the Apester. They'll ask me Elvis questions tomorrow. Wells Fargo Financial Network, Vito's in Kingsport, Bays Mountain Park, Max Medicine Mart, and Cherokee Barbershop. For 220, this is Tom Taylor. Hit that music, cowboy. We're gone. And we'll rejoin you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Checking out of the podcast tonight. Appreciate you very, very much. And again, join our email list to get exclusive content from the show, including a weekly rundown of guests and more. And to be added to the email, just simply email me directly at taylorproductions@gmail.com. For 220, this is Tom Taylor again. Win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.